The experience of flight was just incredible. It's just you're sitting on the floor and then all of a sudden you're not. The coolest thing I've ever done in my life, for sure.
The experience of the flight was better than any roller coaster combined. It actually went by really quick. I didn't get sick at all, which was really unexpected because the most thing I was worried about was getting sick. But went through the whole flight. At the end, I got to go do spinning, which I did not plan on, but it was a lot of fun. I hope to do it again next year.
I did gymnastics for 10 years, and so I was sort of playing around a little bit with some of that stuff in zero G. I think I actually flew across somebody's rig while I was flipping, and it was just super fun.
It was just so much fun. Towards the end of the flight, I guess I could probably start feeling my inner ear coming back a little bit. Because I remember towards the end, I remember telling Amber about this too, like during the flight. Like there were times where I would have sworn I was upside down, but my eyes were very clearly telling me I wasn't, I was right side up. But my inner ear was telling me I was upside down, and it just felt weird having that conflict there, and it happened on a couple of the parabolas.
At one point I was holding a Carthage pom-pom, and it looked like an underwater sea kelp field where it's just slowly waving in the air. It wasn't keeping time or anything, but it was moving around in the two compartments, and it looked like water was sloshing around.
At the end of the flight, there were two other parabolas they did. One was lunar gravity, which is about a sixth of normal gravity, and then the one that was Martian, that's a third normal gravity. You still weighed something, but you weighed a lot less. And so, like, I was just jumping around during the lunar portions. It was fun, and like you'd jump up and then you'd like float there for a bit, and then you'd come back down.
When we were actually working on the rig was during 2G, and I'd have to like scoot over and pull on the different cords when we were draining. And then in 0G, Kelly had to try to write information on the clipboard in zero gravity. So that must have been an experience.
The experiment went pretty well, probably as good as it could have with the time we're given. I think we got in every data set we needed. It looked a little bit different than it does on the ground just because of the sloshing of the fluid in zero gravity, but we definitely got solid data.
We're going to be analyzing data, making graphs of it, figuring out how it worked, and then the important part, figuring out what that means. It's one thing to make a pretty picture, it's another thing to say, okay, because we have this peak moving here, this standard deviation in that, well, that means that we can only get 6% resolution, or well, because of this we can get maybe even less than the 2% we've been working for. So yeah, at this point it's just going to be analyzing for a while.